Hi, y'all. My name is Glenda Rivera, and I'm doing a series on self-esteem and confidence, and kind of sharing some of my thoughts and experiences with you along the way. And today I want to talk to you about boundaries. And you know, when we think about boundaries, we're like, well, I do have boundaries, because we all think that boundaries is just not allowing other people to disrespect us or offend us, or all that stuff. That's what we think in our minds when it comes to boundaries. But in reality, it's way more than that, because when we talk about boundaries, it's not only not allowing other people to offend us and to humiliate us, but also not doing it to ourselves. And I think the biggest battle that we all have is not only with other people, but within ourselves. Just allowing messages from the world to go inside of us and disturb what we think about ourselves. Basically, our war is within us, within our minds, what we think about ourselves. And sometimes we can bully our own selves by saying, it wasn't right, you don't look good, you're not enough. And we have to have boundaries when it comes to that as well. Not in a way where we always trying to be condescending to ourselves, or trying to minimize what needs to be done on our part. That's not exactly what I'm talking about. But there has to be some kind of limit, because if we let our mind just run by itself and just say whatever they want to say to us, whenever, you're ugly, you're fat, you're not enough, and don't have any type of self-love or boundaries, that's when we get affected, not by the other person, but by us. The problem with these thoughts is they just don't come and give us notice that they're going to come, so that we can defend ourselves or be stronger. They come when we are weaker, when we are in an emotional, more vulnerable position. That's when those thoughts come in. So that's why we have to make sure that within the boundaries that we do have for other people, and if we don't have boundaries with other people, it's time to start. In my particular case, I learned about boundaries later on in life, because I have some boundaries, but there was stuff that to me wasn't a big deal, but now I know that they were a big deal. But based on my perspective and based on my experience at that point, I thought that it was okay. Where now I think, no way, but of course, certain things we learn with experience, and we have to go through them in order for us to discover our own personal boundaries. But within ourselves, we're gonna know that, okay, we expect from ourselves to get certain things done, but we also have to have certain compassion, which is not pity, but some kind of compassion for ourselves. And when we do something, applaud our efforts and tell ourselves, well, you're really trying, and talk to ourselves in a kindly way, just like the way we would talk to a friend, just to be kind also. Oh, thank you for trying. You did a great job. You're now where you want to be, but you're now where you used to be. I'm proud of your efforts. Just talk to ourselves in a way like that. And I know it's not easy, because that has been one of my biggest battles. I think if we write down in a piece of paper some of the thoughts that we had, we'd be scared to show people some of the stuff that we had thought about ourselves. And this is just us. Can you imagine what happens when we don't have that type of boundary within ourselves? We let ourselves bully ourselves, or take ourselves into a depressive situation when we put ourselves down. Then if in our minds we don't believe that we can do something, and in our minds we put ourselves down, what chance do we really have of having some kind of self-esteem, some kind of self-respect, and or any confidence at all? Because first we do self-love, Then it comes to self-esteem, because we start esteeming and appreciating ourselves more for who we are as a person. And then comes the confidence to come out there in the world and saying, listen, this is who I am, regardless of you like me or not. This is who I am, and here I am, like it or not. So, and then it gives you the confidence to go out there in the world based on your talents, your gifts, your goals, what God is telling you, what your higher power is telling you, what the universe is telling you you need to do. Then you go ahead and do it with no doubt, because now you have built within yourself a fort to go up there and do what needs to be done in a more assertive way. Of course, there comes moments of doubt. We don't think much about what we did, or we just doubt completely, and that's human. I think people in general, we all have doubts, we all have concerns about if we make the right decisions and not the right decisions, if people are gonna like this or not gonna like this, if it's gonna be great or not. But I think at the end of the day, regardless of what other people think, it's what we think about what we did and about ourselves what's gonna count the most, because we live with ourselves. Wherever we go, here we are. You can change scenery, you can change friends, you can change households, you can change partners, you can change jobs, you can change decorations, you can change your look, but you can change who you are. You're gonna be there regardless. So that's why it's so important that more than pursuing the acceptance or the approval of others, we seek for that happy medium on ourself, and that provides boundaries. We need to make sure that not only we pursue these boundaries with others, but most importantly within ourselves, so that we can continue to build some self-esteem, healthy self-esteem, self-confidence, to the point where we are free to go out there into the world and do what needs to be done, what is required from us to do on that particular day. I think it's sad when we have to live in fear, because we always wanted to dance, or we always wanted to do poetry, or we wanted to study, or we wanted to get married, or do whatever it is that we want to do, and we don't do it because we are afraid of what our family's going to think, about our friends' approval, of we're waiting for this right moment and for us to get things done, when it's never a right moment, and it's never going to be. Not even to build self-esteem and confidence. A lot of people think, oh, well, we have to, and of course, if you need more psychological help or more, there's nothing wrong with that. We all need help. But there never going to be a better time than today to address what is wrong, or not what is wrong, precisely, but what we think it needs to be done for us to be free. If it is that we need to make a phone call, forgive somebody, start our websites, start our channels, go to school, whatever it's that is keeping you or I to continue this path, we need to address it. We can't wait until next year for me to feel more confident. Our only day is today, right now as we speak. So it's important that we have boundaries, and it's important that if we have a disc playing our mind, telling us the wrong things, that we turn it off and start playing better things. And of course, it's gonna take time, because everything is a process. And it cannot be covered into just one day, boom, it's gone, because that's impossible. But I think we all have the ability and the capacity to do better for ourselves if we want to. So I thank you for staying to the end of the video and listening to me and my experience and talk about boundaries with me. So I love you. God bless you. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.